Hi, this is Ben from rideonmowers.co.uk. Today we're building a STIGA Tornado 7108W. First step, find the battery and put it on charge. So, battery's under the seat, nice and easy. Take the clip off. And there we go. Go put it on charge. Okay, so one of the first jobs I like to do is put the oil in. It just gives it a little bit of time to settle and get into all the nooks and crannies before you first start. So you need a rag, the oil and a funnel, nice and simple. Take the oil cap off, and just rest that down. So we are going to be using genuine STIGA SAE 30 4-stroke oil. We're a dealer, so we use all genuine parts. And my advice here is to just keep topping it up and checking with the dipstick. If you put in, like the manufacturer says, the exact amount of oil, you don't know how much oil is left in the machine. It should be empty, but these guys will have tested the engine before it left the factory, so they would have put oil in and then taken it out again to transport. So you don't quite know, there's going to be a little bit left in there. So if you put in what the engine brochure says, then you're probably going to overfill it. So put in what you think. This is a 1.4 litre bottle, so I'm going to put in under a litre first and then just check. So let's have a look just there. Just saves you messing about then taking oil back out of the engine. Okay. Put that in there so it doesn't drip everywhere. So the cap has its dipstick on there anyway. Make sure it's fully screwed in. And yeah, we can check we need much more than just that. So again, better to put too little in than too much when you're filling. Always keep your rag handy, you don't want oil dripping everywhere. Okay, let's try that amount. Okay, let's check it. Put it in, screw it up, leave it a couple of seconds. Oh, there we are. So it's right in the middle of the dipstick, so I'm just going to put a tad more in there. You really want on the max mark. And that's right in the centre, so just a tiny bit more. And then we are good to go. So my best guess was that was just over a litre. Let's just retest. And then while you're assembling the rest of the machine, it gives it time to settle right down to the bottom, and then you can get a more accurate reading before you first start. There we go. Spot on. Probably quite hard to see on camera, but you're right on the max mark just there. There you go. Oil filled. Okay, so next up is the installation of the steering wheel. So you have one long bolt, a big washer and a crush washer. So we're going to take the cap off the centre, which is quite easy to remove. Make sure the wheels are nice and straight. and then slide the steering wheel over, making sure it's engaged. If you stand behind the machine, you can make sure the steering wheel and the wheels are nice and straight and aligned. So you want the crush washer on first, the big washer on second, and thread it into the hole. Just nice and hand tight, don't need to over tighten any of these. There we go. Perfect, nice and secure. And then we'll just pop the cover back on. And there we go. Steering wheel on. Okay, next up, we're going to install the seat. So on these 7 series and above, you can adjust the seat from the driver's position, which means you have to take this plate off to install it. Nice and simple, only 2 bolts. So lift that up, 17 spanner just on the side. Again, don't drop the nut. Push the bolts out. And there you go. Okay, so from here, I think you can see this. You have to line the track up. There you go, that's in there. Maybe better to do it this way around so gravity helps you. There we go, slot it in, and then you just reinstall the plate back in. So rest of the seat on the seat cover. So rest the seat on the steering wheel. Always put the bolts in first so it holds it into the right position. Like so. And that's it, just really tighten the nuts. Tighten up just a tiny bit more. Drop solid there. That is good. And then basically, one of the advantages of the 7 series or above, the customer, once they're in their seat, the rider can then adjust the seat forwards or backwards to suit them. Whereas the other models, the 3 series and the 5 series, you have to undo the bolts to be able to do that. There you go, there is the seat installed. I'm going to install the bumper. So, a little bit fiddly by yourself, but it can be done. You've got 4 bolts, 2 in each side, and on the side of the bumper you have a R and an L. So, you've got to make sure you got it on the right way around. Obviously the R is for the right hand side, but it's for the right hand side from the driver's perspective, okay? So the easiest way I found for this is just position it with a bolt in each side to keep it nice and still. Just try and get these in with your fingers first, and then tighten it up second. And when you're tightening it up, you can actually move the wheels so it's on full lock, and that helps you as well. So just get these in as far as you can with your fingers. Just enough to secure it in place. So there you go, and this makes it a lot easier then just to tighten it up all the way. Now, it's really important you don't over tighten these. These are self-threading screws, so you don't want to rip out the threads in the chassis. That looks pretty good on that side. Turn the wheels all the way, just to give you a little bit more room. And same on this side, just tighten these up. Now, did that top one go in all the way? Needs a little bit more. And there you go. Again, don't over tighten them. And there you go, bumper installed. Okay, next is the installation of the side discharge chute. So this is what it looks like. You've got three bits here. You've got the pin which goes through the middle, the spring and the retaining clip. So first of all, get your spring into place. This can be a little bit fiddly. Oh, look at that, that was easy, wasn't it? Doesn't normally go on that easy. Okay, so just open the spring up and then slide it onto the bracket. Just make sure this is out the way when you do it. Slide this into place. Will go. You're pushing down against the spring's force, so it's a little hard. Oh, there you go. It's gone. Perfect. And then just use the retaining clip to keep that in place. So pop that through, spin it round, and then just using a pair of needle nose pliers, spread the end so it doesn't fall out. Like so. And there you go. When the machine's in use, make sure this is locked in. Obviously, when it's up in this position, you're very close to where the blades are. So you want to make sure that the side discharge chute is down and clipped into place like so. Okay, so this customer would like a trailer hitch installed. So this is a STIGA Tornado 7108W. So these are the bits you're going to need: the trailer hitch, the bolts and the nuts. So you want to try and fish this underneath. There you go, so it comes out there. So your trailer attachment goes through there. Again, a little fiddly doing this, but just put the bolt in. Try and hand tighten it first. See, if you ever run into trouble, just get the boss to do it.
You need to do that.
Perfect, look at that. Trailer hitch installed. Okay, so that is finished now. So the STIGA Tornado 7108W is now fully assembled. I've carried out the PDI and this is ready to go to the customer. So if you remember when we topped the oil up to start with, I said let it settle and then recheck it. So before I did the first start, I checked it and it had actually gone down to the minimum level. So that's it, just settling down to the engine and getting rid of all the air bubbles. So I topped it up so it's right on the max level of the dipstick. Checked all the tyre pressures, everything is ready. So here we go. Max revs, choke out,